Hey strangers, thanks for checking out another episode of Can Crane Cook. Today we're going to be doing some smoked chicken breasts. Well, actually tomorrow, because right now we're setting up a dry brine that's going to sit overnight. Once we get the chicken out, we're going to pat it dry with a paper towel. We're going to lay it out in a cooling rack. We're going to pat the other side down dry as well. Now we're going to give it a nice coat of coarse kosher salt. This dry brining process is going to help penetrate into the meat and tenderize it. So chicken breast tends to be a little dry. This is going to help give us a nice, tender, juicy chicken breast. You're going to want to flip the meat over and repeat the process on the other side. Now we're going to take this and we're going to put it in the fridge and let it sit up to overnight. We'll check back on you tomorrow. Well, time flies. It's tomorrow. We're going to get our fire started on the Kamado Joe here. Today I'm using Fogo hardwood lump charcoal. There's a link below if you're curious. I really like using this charcoal. I'm going to get it loaded into the firebox. I'll put a couple fresh pieces in, and then I'm going to be using a bunch of charcoal that was left in the fire pit after my last cook. One of the reasons I love my Kamado Joe, after every cook there's a nice portion of charcoal left. My old barbecue I'd have to refill like 2 or 3 times. I'm going to get them started with some Kamado Joe fire starters. Also link in the description. We're going to let that fire get started, get up to temperature, get going real nice, and we're going to go back inside and check on our chicken. The chicken's been sitting overnight. We're going to take it out of the fridge and we're going to season it. Now be sure not to over season. This has already been salted heavily for the dry brine, so you want to avoid any salts in whatever rub you're using. So I'm going to first give a nice coat of oil on both sides. For this rub, we're just going to do some garlic powder, a little black pepper, and some chipotle. We're gonna add a meat probe in so we can monitor the temperature while it's in the grill. Now that the charcoal's been lit and get hot, we're gonna add a couple pieces of mesquite wood. We don't need very much because this is not gonna be a very long cook. This is small pieces of chicken. And I just love the way that mesquite smoke tastes with chicken. And we're gonna let that wood sit for a little bit, and we're gonna let the grill get up the temperature. Boy, that's fast. Temperature gets to around 350 is what we're aiming to cook at. We're gonna close the vents down a little bit and maintain a constant temperature. We're gonna be cooking over indirect heat, so I'm gonna add in my heat deflectors now. Just gonna give a light spray of oil on the grates. And now it's time to go get our chicken. Oh, listen to that sizzle. I'm just using an old Weber temperature gauge here, and I'm gonna control it by an app and set it to chicken cook so we can monitor and check on our chicken. We're gonna let that chicken sit for a little bit, and then we can go do something else. So I'm gonna go in the garage and I'm gonna get started on a little coffee table project that I've been putting off for a little while. I owe it to a friend of mine. It's been a little bit over a year since I said I'd do this. Sorry, Travis. So after a while I got a notification that the chicken was getting up to temperature, so we're gonna come check on it. It's getting close. I'm gonna give it a little flip. You see that it's got a nice coloring on one side, so we just wanna get some of that on the other. All right, checking temperature again. Now they're maybe a little bit over where I would have liked them actually this time. I would have liked to pull them out at 160. Some of them are a little bit below, some are a little bit over. So we're gonna pull them out. I'm gonna wrap them in some foil. And then I'm gonna go walk the dog, take a quick shower, and then we'll check on it after. Alright, let's see what we got inside. Oh, look at all that juice down there. You know this is going to be some juicy chicken. Let's cut one of these open. Oh, it's got a nice little play. I think this is going to be pretty nice. Yep, that's a pretty tender, juicy piece of chicken breast right there. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, see? He agrees with me. Isn't that some of the juiciest chicken breast you've ever seen? It's pretty good, I gotta say. I'm gonna serve it up on a little roll here, a little brioche bun with some Frank's Red Hot and a little ranch dressing. Make myself a little buffalo chicken sandwich. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.